These 5 extraordinary women live with rare, life-altering conditions.
I was born with 2 cervixes and 2 uteruses.
That can make day-to-day life challenging.
My disorder causes me to fall asleep without warning several times during the day.
I'll be trying to pronounce a word and I just can't get it out.
Sometimes they are even accused of faking their symptoms.
People regularly call me a liar.
I did post proof of my diagnosis. I was like, I'm not faking, look.
I wish I was faking it.
In the face of extreme adversity,
the average life expectancy for somebody with my condition is 36 years old.
They've overcome many hurdles and lived their lives to the fullest.
What she has achieved and what she can do really is quite astonishing.
Beginning with Annie, who was born with a condition called Uterus Didelphys.
I have 2 uteruses and 2 cervix. My first diagnosis was when I was 16 and I went to go get the Marina coil and the nurse, and she just goes, oh! My friend was there and she was like, what do you mean, oh? And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean, oh? And she goes, there's just something that shouldn't be there. You had to go see a gynecologist, and then they found out that it was like 2 of everything. From there to there, there's no wall, and then the wall goes all the way up through both, and that splits the uterus, the cervix, to make 2 of everything. It's a very bad drawing. I'm not an artist. The gynecologist basically was like it's just, basically like it's nothing, but it's not really nothing. And then was like, just tell people about it when you're having children because they'll need to know. And I was just a bit like, oh, okay. Like it just didn't seem like a big deal to him, whereas for me it was like a massive deal.
Annie was only 16 when she was diagnosed and didn't feel she received adequate support from medical professionals.
I feel like there should have been more like emotional support and also physical support, because it's something that my body is obviously not capable of, like what other women's bodies are capable of. In terms of my fertility, there's been speculation of C-sections, not being able to carry babies till full term because it's half the size, and probably not a very enjoyable pregnancy. There'd be a lot of hospital visits and a lot of scans. Interesting fact is that I can have 2 babies at the same time, and they could be from different times. I was so ashamed of my condition that I didn't speak to anybody. I wouldn't even let my mum talk to me about it. It wasn't like she didn't support me. I would just come out of a gynecology appointment in silence.
Today, Annie's mum has come over to reflect on the difficult time Annie faced during her diagnosis.
To be completely honest, she did go a bit off the rails slightly. Just wasn't herself. I suppose for 6 months, a year, I had a very, very difficult time. Even at school, she was difficult. I felt really awful because there was, couldn't do anything about it, you know, it was out of my control. I couldn't talk to you, you wouldn't talk to me, so what could I do? I could only stand by. I know it just made you feel awful at the time.
I didn't feel normal. You just being there was what was important. And then didn't want to deal with it. I kind of pushed it under the carpet for so long. I dealt with the acceptance at uni. I went to uni and started talking about it, and was drunk at pre's, showing people, drawing diagrams and being like, yeah, I got 2 It's like a party trick. I majorly started just accepting it and loving myself.
I'm not worried about her anymore. I think she's very confident. She's very happy, and I'm very proud of her to what she's doing and where she's going to go.
That was really sweet, Mum, actually. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh.
Annie has since embraced her condition and regularly posts on social media to help raise awareness.
I'm just going to set up for my TikTok that I'm posting today. It's a trend that's going viral at the moment. It's record and take the flash, and what happens is there's a little flash up of camera, and then you change into a different outfit.
Annie hopes she can offer some advice for anyone else going through a similar situation such as hers.
What I went through as a 16-year-old with gynecology is something that I think other people should understand, that everybody is going through it and it sucks. And it doesn't make it easier that everybody's going through it and everybody's feeling it. But what you do need to understand is there are people out there that will help and you can talk to. I started off as a 16-year-old, very insecure person, didn't
love myself, didn't love my condition, and now I'm 23 and I just am so confident and love life and also love my condition, and I love being different. So I've come on leaps and bounds really. It's changed my life.
Next we have Justice, who lives with narcolepsy type 1, causing her to fall asleep several times a day.
3 o'clock is when my first alarm goes off. I'll head to the gym at around 4, get back to the apartment, take a shower, and then go back to sleep for like my morning nap. Narcolepsy type 1 is a neurological disorder where my brain can't regulate my sleep cycles. This will cause me to fall asleep without warning.
Justice also struggles with sleep during the night.
Narcolepsy affects your sleep at night. Most people don't know that you will be experiencing, some people call it insomnia. I say it's fragmented sleep, which means I wake up every hour on the hour. I always tell people it's not waking up that's the issue, it's staying up that's the problem. Narcolepsy is an everyday thing, so it comes with the territory no matter what I do. There's no off button, there's no like not having it for a day. I don't know if I'm going to be up, come an hour or so.
Justice didn't receive an official diagnosis until she was 18.
What was it like having a sister with narcolepsy?
Well, first of all, we didn't know you had narcolepsy. He was just sleepy and liked to take naps. And didn't think anything was wrong with it.
It kind of just was like a personality trait. Like
Justice is just
sleepy.
Justice, she's taking a nap.
There she sleep again.
How did it feel to finally realize what was going on?
Having the diagnosis just allowed me some like confirmation, as in like, okay, now I have an explanation, because it's hard to tell people you have narcolepsy, but you don't have any evidence to support it. People are like, don't really believe you. Sleep episodes can happen literally anywhere. You name it, I've probably fallen asleep there. They can last from 5 minutes, 20 minutes, just depending. I'm never out longer than like 25 minutes usually. I really try my best to organize my day so episodes won't occur. If I schedule a nap, I know I won't have an episode. But there are certain situations where your schedule doesn't just permit you to do that. What is probably the most inconvenient place that I've had an episode in front of you where like either you had to like step in?
Inconvenient? I don't know about inconvenient.
Oh, Granny's funeral.
Oh.
I don't know why my dad would play my grandmother's funeral in the middle of like my nap. If you don't know I have narcolepsy, I just look like an a-hole. So those type of situations and those type of places are always kind of uncomfortable for me, just because I understand what the perception is. Granny understood my situation, you know what I mean? With narcolepsy, they're always naturally attached to some level of embarrassment that comes with it. And especially when people negatively point it out or draw negative attention towards it, being made sometimes as a spectacle in a negative way. It's definitely an embarrassment because, again, this is something I have zero control over. We are going in prime nap time here pretty soon, so if we go to the park, you're probably gonna have to drive. I might, have an episode, but.
That's why you got me on takeover.
Yeah, such is life, so it is what it is.
Justice has to be extra prepared when it comes to planning her day-to-day. Particularly when it comes to travel.
The number one question I get when I tell people I have narcolepsy is they bring up driving. Driving naturally, even without narcolepsy, can be a dangerous thing, you know what I mean? I make sure just to be very aware and cognizant about putting myself in positions where I'm not putting myself in danger. I have a risk of episodes happening every day. If an episode is going to occur, you can't fight an episode over. There have been situations where people are like, wake her up. It serves no purpose because I'm going to pass out. You kind of just have to let it happen, and then I'm going to come to on my own. You know how they put babies in cars when they want them to fall asleep? Yeah, same thing for me, for sure.
What just happened to Justice?
Just, I guess we call it episode, and she went to sleep. Sometimes I'm able to wake her up, and she'll wake up. Sometimes she'll sleep through it. It depends on Justice and her body sometimes. Usually what I tell people is don't wake her up, let her be. It's not a big deal.
It's such a light sleep. So I can hear what's going on around me. When I was younger, I used to think I had superpowers because I could like play back conversations that I was asleep for. It's the trippiest thing.
Other people may wonder what's going on. It's funny to see people sleeping out in public, so sometimes that brings some attention. So I just make sure to keep her safe. Just making sure people respect her and that her episode is not a spectacle, right? It's just normal. She's just doing what she does.
There is a level of protection that somebody with a sleeping disorder, specifically narcolepsy, relies on their friends and family to be able to advocate for them, because I'm in a situation where I cannot protect myself. I'm extremely vulnerable right now, and I may need you to be my voice of reason in a situation where I'm not able to be that person for myself. I've been so fortunate in my life to be surrounded by people who are very supportive, protective, and understanding.
Oh, I'm tired.
Narcolepsy is something not a lot of people understand, not a lot of people know about.
I have narcolepsy. Of course I want to take a nap every day.
And that I could use my experience to educate, but also to advocate. And that's what I've gained from posting on TikTok more about my narcolepsy and sharing my feedback and understanding and stories. I don't take offense when people ask questions. That doesn't offend me. But then if someone would comment and they'd be like, "You're faking it," I'd be like, I wish I was faking it. Somebody being like, "You're just tired, you're XYZ," like, I guess that's your opinion. Also, not the reality. But if you already have in your mind that you're not open to listening and hearing and understanding, you're not going to. So it's just more so not entertaining people who just come on your page with nonsense.
In spite of online negativity, Justice is determined to keep living her best life.
Do I find narcolepsy frustrating to live with? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense of course it's frustrating. Like, you have a neurological disorder where you can't stay awake, you know? But no, in the sense of life's all about perspective. There are challenging days where I'm like, this day was shot. My disorder was whooping my butt today. But understanding as a young person that you still can live a functional life, that you still can achieve the things you want to achieve, I think that is the biggest understanding, that you aren't like chained in by your disorder. And if the worst thing in my life is that I have to allocate a few extra naps and be a little more cognizant about when I drive, I'll take that 100%.
Verity also lives with a neurological disorder, affecting her with severe migraines and speech loss.
This is my antidepressant venlafaxine, because my brain's malfunctioning, so that's why I have to take it. I have functional neurological disorder and foreign accent syndrome. Mum, do you want a bacon sandwich?
Yes, please.
Yes, perfect. FND is where the brain and nervous system isn't connected properly. The messages that should be going to your body don't always go there.
As well as excruciating migraines, Verity's condition also causes her to suffer from paralysis.
I get paralysis where like my left hand goes like curled up and my left leg and foot doesn't work. So like I can't really, no, that's probably the most I can move it. And then my leg, that's like as much as I can lift it. Oh, and it hurts. I would say my migraines got severely worse when I was about 14. It was literally like every day. I black out when I have my seizures, so I'd like wake up and I'm like being sick. It can be that severe that I end up in hospital for days.
She was having up to 13 seizures a day, and it's been really, really scary at times. And then she gets paralysed on her left side, so that's why she can't work.
With my paralysis and speech loss, I'll be trying to pronounce a word and I just can't get it out. And then next thing you know, I just can't speak.
Speech.
You try and say something. What's your name?
It affected my confidence massively because now I can't really go anywhere on my own. It just completely took all my independence away. I'm really struggling to deal with it right now. 26 years old, like, should be the best time of my life, and instead, like, I'm just poorly all the time. Completely changed me as a person, really. Changed my life entirely. No treatments have ever worked. I've tried every single medication that you can think of. You just have to take each day as they come and do what you can. A migraine attack can happen at any point. So there's two things I always take everywhere with me. First one is my migraine TENS machine. Stick it on here. It kind of like pulsates and it's like it's fighting against the migraine pain. And then the other one, it's a really strong Ibuprofen, when it does work, it can really, really help the pain. You hungries? If you look at me, it looks like there's nothing wrong with me, but anything can happen at any time. And then obviously with the accent, that was like really, that was a massive change because it was like I was a completely different person. So I'm gonna show you a video of what I used to sound like, my old accent. I don't know. Obviously you know the placement better than me, but it's just so that like you can see a bit more of the blonde in it and when I'm like, woo. I believe that FND was the cause of my foreign accent syndrome. It probably needs doing again, but it's kind of reddish, so they were like, oh no, you're lying, haha. And I was like, oh no, swear down, serious. I could see like the aura, like my vision going for a migraine. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to bed, just sleep it off. And when I woke up, my speech had gone. And as it was coming back, all I could hear was just somebody else. You hungry, Max? So I went to the doctor's and she just went, I was terrified, I started crying, I didn't know who I was, I'd lost my identity. People that I'd known for so long, like I start speaking and they're like, it's like meeting everybody for the first time again. God, this is like...
When her accent changed and we were in the doctor's and she suddenly came out with this different accent, I admit me and the doctor were like so shocked that we actually started laughing because we didn't quite know how to deal with it. Unless you'd been there, you would not believe it. After the accent changed, straight away, she couldn't say mom, it was ma'am. And then when she came to text me, she realised that her brain wouldn't let her text mom, it was ma'am. I say no, she says no. And the doctor said, have you ever been up there? Nope. It's changed my inner monologue. When I dream, Mama Jodie, it was as if it was like always meant to happen.
Verity decided to share her story online and uploaded a video to social media detailing her accent change.
Tell me something about yourself that nobody believes. I was absolutely terrified of posting it, but it just went mad. It went like viral. And I wasn't expecting it at all because I didn't have like any followers. I've never posted before. This next video is the comparison. So the first part of it is my accent now. Yeah, you'll be able to hear it, so enjoy. And then I show my accent before. Of not putting all of them in, just putting like a few in. Someone was like, this is actually so scary, so no one's got any answers for why this has happened. I want to spread awareness for the condition online because I want to stop stigmas. The misconceptions is just all that they all think I'm faking it, and I'm not. The negative comments are horrible, really affected my confidence because I didn't ask for any of this to happen to me. There's always going to be people out there that don't understand and don't agree and have their own opinions, but I would prefer it if they kept it themselves. I always think that it says a lot more about them than it does me.
So Verity, it's really good to see you again. It's been a while since I've seen you.
I know, it's been so long.
Why don't you catch me up a bit on how things have been going?
But it's just been, the same as usual, the loss of speech, the accent's obviously still here. I'm not working anymore at the minute. I sleep a lot, my fatigue's got really, really bad recently. I met Professor Edwards by actually going on the telly and talking about my condition before. He worded things in a way that I could understand and people without FND and FES can understand as well.
The foreign accent syndrome is something that can happen as part of the kind of same thing that's gone wrong in the brain that causes your paralysis and your tremor. That's a real thing that's happening.
Why do you think there was that stigma of like people faking FND? Because I've had people say it to me and they've seen my symptoms. Like I even had a paramedic say that he thought I was faking my seizures.
It's just lack of knowledge and sometimes just an assumption that if scan is normal, then the only explanation is that it's just pretend.
I think that's such a nice way you've put it, like just because it looks different doesn't mean it's not happening. I'm loads more confident now I have the diagnosis when dealing with ignorant and nasty people because it's like having a leg to stand on. It was important because it was like proof that, it can happen. This is why it's happening. It's on my medical records, like it's real. So shut up.
Despite everything she's been through, Verity has always been able to rely on her mum for support throughout.
My mum's love and support has been so important and she's honestly kept me going. Like she's my rock. I don't know what I would have done without her.
I'm so proud of her, the way she's come through it and the way she copes and accepts that she is different, but sometimes different's good.
My hopes and goals and ambitions for the future is to carry on raising awareness, not just for my own disability but for other people's. I feel like the best way to get through something isn't to go around it, it's to go through it, it's to deal with it and to accept that this is happening. Just keep going, be proud of yourself and remember that life is really worth living.
Celia is someone who takes living life to the fullest seriously, in spite of a debilitating genetic disorder.
So my alarm goes off at 6:45 in the morning, every single morning, which tells me that my blood infusion has finished. I have an ultra rare condition called Loey-Dietz syndrome, or LDS for short. It causes a lot of pain, chronic pain. It makes me incredibly tired, and also I'm incredibly susceptible to various different illnesses. Many of my organs have now either not formed properly or have started shutting down. So I had a Hickman line fitted 4 years ago now, so it goes in through your chest, up into your jugular and then down into your aorta. So it's like a permanent cannula. My body wasn't able to push food through my intestinal system properly. So I haven't had anything to eat or drink in about 4 years now. So what I'm disconnecting from is called TPN, which is total parental nutrition. So everything I need to survive, food, water, calories, nutrients, vitamins is in these bags. You can feel it going in a little bit through your system. You kind of feel that pressure coming through, but it's not painful at all. Obviously it's an open line into your heart, so I have to be incredibly sterile, make sure that my house is always incredibly clean, because it can be something as small as a piece of dust that gets in there, which could be fatal. I feel incredibly frustrated because I'm in my young 20s and there's so many things that I wish I could do and I don't have the energy to do anymore. So when doctors are talking to me about progression, it's very, very difficult for them to do because the condition is so rare. It's about 1 in every 70 million people that have it. The one definite that I do know is an aortic dissection is what's going to kill me, which is where very unpleasantly your aorta detaches itself from your heart. It could happen tomorrow, it could happen in 5-6 years, it could happen, I don't know, and it will happen out of the blue. I've had to become quite inventive about making sure that I don't perceive my life as difficult. It will always be difficult, but I just kind of have to lie to myself and say, yes, this is difficult, but we've still got to find a way to do things and crack on. So when I leave the house, I need to make sure that I have emergency supplies with me. My blood sugar monitor, my blood pressure monitor, and then I always set my alarm before I leave, so I'm always back in time to make sure that I can do my infusion on time.
LDS is a condition that is passed down genetically, which Celia inherited from her dad.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Even though my dad's symptoms are very different from mine, kind of the problem ages seem to be very similar to him, of where he really, really struggled in his life.
Look what I found the other day, darling, when I was having a clear up in the cupboard. You were 2.
Were my alarm bells going when she was born? Absolutely not, no. And she was big, chubby-cheeked, and everything else. No, there was no hint whatsoever in the early years as to what was to come.
It was when she went through the geneticist that she got the diagnosis. But before that, we were just always down the doctors or at the hospital.
I was always sick and I was always hurting myself.
Those were probably the first signs, weren't they?
The hard bit, I think, for Mum and I was really knowing all along. We suspected from a very early stage that her life was going to be different.
My dad and I have spoken a little bit about how he feels about the fact that I inherited it from him, and I know that he feels guilty. I think he finds it quite difficult sometimes to even look at me, because I think he finds it quite emotional, because I think sometimes he thinks it's his fault, but it's not his fault at all.
I am the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I know exactly where it's come from. We try and we joke about it and saying that I am the gift that keeps on giving, but that is like sort of nervous laughter. I really...
Yeah, you find it difficult, don't you?
I find it difficult, very, very difficult indeed, yeah.
My mum has coped brilliantly. Externally, she has been, incredible, but I know On the inside, it must be incredibly draining and also incredibly painful to see the people she loves suffering so much. And she doesn't let that show, and I think that's such a massive strength in itself.
Our way of dealing with the darker times is to turn them into more light-hearted moments, if we can. And, of course, dare I say it, there's another member of the family with James. I mean, you're married now, you've got a husband. So, that has changed the dynamic a bit.
Despite the odds being stacked against her, Celia remains positive, making great strides in both her personal life and her career.
I think I've given up on the prospect of everything is going to be fine. Like one day they'll find a way to fix me, one day I'll eat something again, one day. I think for me it's just about, this is the situation, find a way to be comfortable with it and actually use it to my advantage in a way. Like the job I'm doing now, I wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't for this situation. So actually, in a way, I do have something to be grateful for. I'm a founder and investor and I'm a policy advocate. So I work with government to change legislation to make it more accessible and inclusive for disabled people. If 1 in 4 people are disabled, why are we not talking about this more regularly?
What I marvel at is the achievement. What she has achieved and what she can do and does do really is quite astonishing under the circumstances.
I don't want to kind of reach the end of my life and think, well, it wasn't really worth it, was it? It was so painful and it was so awful. But I also hope to kind of leave, even if it's a little mark on the world, to say, I was here, and I hope I made a difference.
I'm always proud of her. She's amazing. She gets up every day and she gets on with it.
Oh, what was that?
That's my alarm.
What?
It's time to go home.
Right, I know. I get it.
Bye. I want people to take away from my story kindness and empathy towards other people. Chronic pain and chronic fatigue for your entire life takes its toll on you. We need to make sure that we are profiling rare diseases. One of the reasons that they're rare is because people don't know about them. I wish that people had a little bit more proactiveness to go out there and kind of educate themselves on things like this, because you might be able to help a friend or a family member, or even if you're in the medical profession, you may save a life. Can you imagine doing this every day? If you do meet somebody that has a rare condition and they are, voluntarily speaking about it, ask questions, be insightful, be respectful and be kind.
Lastly, we have Colleen, whose Tourette's didn't dissuade her from pursuing her dream career teaching.
My name is Colleen Montez and I'm a teacher in Austin, Texas. Can you work with him and I will work with him? Sure. I teach at an elementary school. I teach special education and the students are typically high functioning, but they have very severe behaviors. When I first went into teaching, I did not have severe tics yet. I'm gonna give you 7 blocks because that's what you have. But you need to see if you have enough blocks, okay? Or if you have to regroup. The level of stress that I was under set my tics off. And at that point, that's where my Tourette's really kicked in. 6, 7. I obviously went to a doctor to see what was going on. And then they diagnosed me a year later with Tourette syndrome.
Colleen sometimes finds it quite challenging to not let her tics interfere with her teaching.
I do get frustrated with my tics when I'm teaching, when it's a student who picks up behaviors. For example, I hit the desk and then the student with the repeating behaviors also hit the desk and I have to explain, no, you don't do that. That's just my involuntary movements.
You won.
You have 9? Yes, good. It is exhausting to suppress my tics. It feels like I'm going to explode. They're not painful when I suppress them, they're exhausting, but when they come out, they are usually painful. Some parents, when I first told them that I had Tourette's, their initial question was, do you cuss? And I just let them know that I do not have what is called coprolalia. It's actually very rare in people with Tourette's, but also if I did have it, we would have to deal with it. I definitely think all of the students who are aware that I'm neurodivergent, it really helps them relate to me because they struggle to cope in life. And seeing that I also struggle, but I'm also able to be successful, that helps them to be like, oh, okay, I can do this too.
Colleen lives with her husband, Joel, who has been a pillar of support throughout.
My husband and I have been married for 4 years. but we've been together for 7 years.
You want me to get the pan, or do you want?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I'll get the
Getting the fruits.
When we first started dating, I let him know that I have these habits that I thought they were, but a few years later they got really bad, and we just had to navigate that together.
There's just instances where she'll like hit herself, or she had one where she would dig her elbow into her leg, and so in those situations it was tough to watch because I knew it was painful.
My OCD affects my Tourette's in a way that I can't tick just one time. I have to do it until it feels just right, and usually that's 4 times. If it's a painful tick, can't hit myself one time, I gotta do it 4 times. And that is pretty much every tick that I have.
Colleen and Joel have 2 children together. Her eldest, Gavin, has also had to navigate his mum's change in behaviour.
My 2 kids respond to my tics differently. My older one, Gavin, he grew up without me having tics.
Good job.
So when they got worse, it was definitely an adjustment for him.
Gavin, it used to be like he constantly would ask me to stop making noises, but now he's more accepting.
My younger child, Gracie, she has grown up with me having tics, so she doesn't even understand that I do things differently.
Gavin, do you think your mom is different from your friends' moms?
Yeah, because she has tics. She sometimes slaps herself or whistles. I feel like that hopefully it doesn't hurt when she slaps herself. And sometimes I get a little annoyed, like if I'm talking and she whistles, I get a little annoyed, but I try my best to ignore it.
I definitely worry that people are going to think that I'm not a good mom because I have Tourette's.
What do you hope to teach your kids about being different from others?
That it's okay to be different, and they are different. We're all neurodivergent. They both have ADHD, so they know that they are different and their brains work differently, and that's okay.
We're gonna make Gracie's lunch today. No.
I post Tourette's and OCD awareness on my TikTok.
So I can't move my neck today. I can't release my tics the way I need to because of the excruciating pain in my neck from ticking in the first place.
I definitely got negative comments that just said I was faking or I just wanted attention. It really got to me at first, and I did post proof of my diagnosis. I was like, I'm not faking, look.
In spite of online skepticism, Colleen is proud of her achievements, hoping to spread more knowledge about neurodivergence and Tourette syndrome.
The thing that I'm most proud of in my life is probably the way that I'm raising my kids to be super knowledgeable and inclusive of everyone who is different. Sorry, that was not too good. And also I get to teach that to my students as well.
You took out the ball. I'm extremely proud of her. It takes a lot to come out of your shell. So for her to go on TikTok and share her story and what she has to deal with every day, I think is huge for her.
It's okay to be different. It's okay to be neurodivergent. It doesn't make us any less. To a young person with Tourette's or OCD, I would say there's also ways to cope.
Having been thrown curveballs in their lives, these women have proven just what can be achieved through sheer strength and resilience, and teach us not to be deterred by the opinions of others, particularly those online.
You'll be okay. I'm okay, you'll be okay.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments, and like and subscribe.